Hello, my name is Robert Miller and this is Practices and it's session 2 of My Now. What we're going to do in My Now in My Room, which is part of the Instinct series, my Instinct series, is session 1 is about principle and profile. That's the first half of the promise. And then session 2, the even number sessions, will be singularly for practice. Okay, we'll have a whole session if you're in a guided formation, self-guided. I need you to hear this. Give yourself 2 weeks at least with each session. Okay, I like the people who pay for this, they have a session 1, like principle and profile, and then that's profile splits into practice session. So odd numbers are principle, even numbers are practice, and profile is split between them. Okay, so practices session 2 of My Now is about you're being woke up with this paradox. You have a theory of everything, the year, the date, the ancient text that's riddled with paradox. You have practiced for a week. You have noticed that you cannot. I've got an affinity for challenging paradoxes or paradoxes that resonate with me, text that resonates. And I want you to know there's a reason why the activation stuff from the My Success programs, leadership, culture, and life, where I tell you stories to wake you up, to jar you with collision. I don't need to, because the ancient text is the collision narrative, okay? It in itself is where the collision sleeps, okay? And you'll be doing that for all the way through this program, and self-guided, make it last 10 weeks, okay? Guided formation, you paid for 10, okay? So, practice. I'm a wolfhound. Now I say this to my guided clients all the time, self-guided. Wolfhounds hunt wolves. Wolves run away from a pack of wolfhounds. They're both apex predators. What you want to wake up is your totem animal, and we'll profile that now that I notice challenging things, or I notice things that resonate, that comfort. They're both equally good. It's just how you pay attention, okay? Your primitive, somatic, embodied, that gut instinct pays attention in a particular way, and we want to profile that, okay? Hand on chest, dominant hand on chest, breathe, reach, and this is a breath of attention. Now, in leadership, culture, and life, it's a breath of awareness, because you're thinking. And here we're feeling, okay? We're getting attention, and we grab that breath, and here's what we're going to do. We're going to wake up. We're going to jar awake or primitive gut or primitive hunter, and we're going to say, I'm awake, I'm paying attention, and then we cannot turn the noise off. You see this idea of getting away from the noise and inclusionary ears is like the 3 monkeys. We can't do that anymore. The world is too noisy. So what we need to be able to do is be awake in the noise, to pay attention, to get our ADHD brains that we all now have. That squirrel brain has to be locked in, and the primitive can capture that squirrel brain and say, pay attention, because the primitive had to pay attention to stay alive. And that's my background, is I learned to pay attention the hard way in a combat zone in Northern Ireland growing up in the 70s and 80s. So if I didn't pay attention, I would die. You need to be able to replicate that, stimulate that in an incredibly safe way, and I do too. So I use this paradox from ancient text to jar me awake so I can pay attention, and I do it every day. Thank you very much.